Hey guys, and look who I brought with me for this particular review. Toby! He's going to introduce us his new technology with us. Yes, guys, I have brought my technical glasses and my collar to the occasion of this particular review. So, how nice of you to join us for this particular review, Toby. Oh yes, I love this movie a lot, so I'm glad to tell you about how I think of it. Yeah, today we're going to review Scooby Doo and the Mega Mutt menace. Basically, it's about Scooby Doo and his friends going to a science fair. Fred is one of the people who decided to join in the Renaissance Fair and show off his new technology of traps, as per usual. But then something happens where he accidentally sends it off, and we meet Melody, this new character who is this girl, teenage girl, and Daphne's not having it. She falls in love over Freddy, and she's kind of flirting with him a bit, and Daphne is not having it. She is totally jealous of her completely. Well, anyway, she happens to be the daughter of the scientist who invented this robot called Mega Mutt, who is supposed to be this this rover. Right? So, yeah, it's a rover of some sort. Yeah, but it's supposed to be a robot dog on Mars. So basically, it's supposed to take substance and stuff like that on Mars. But he's just showing us a demonstration here today, and it goes haywire suddenly. And it runs off. No one really knows why it ran haywire, and that's why the Scooby Doo gang are here to help out, find out who is setting off the robot and making a fool of itself, basically. So, what do you guys think of the story? Is it easy to follow? It's an easy one to follow, and of course, it's very interesting that they decided to do like a, some kind of robotic-ish type of space story. I mean, come on. I mean, like, when did we ever never get a episode where Scooby-Doo actually sees a robot version of himself? Not anything, really. I think it's really cool we get to see a robot version of his, like, dog-like appearance. As if you look at the dog himself, Mega Mutt, he kind of like Dino Mutt a little bit. Oh yeah, like from Blue Falcon? Yeah. But anyway, he looks very like that. So it kind of looks really cool that he is like, it kind of looks like Scooby-Doo a little bit. He also looks like Dino Mutt a little bit as well. But on the other hand, I mean, he also looks like a Transformer dog of some sorts. Yeah, I was about to say that too. He does look like a Transformer dog. Yeah. But anyway, like, the story is really good and all, but it doesn't really show too much. That's the one thing we could say about this story for you guys, is that this movie, while it is good in storytelling, and it shows a lot of potential, and throughout it does show fun stuff, it doesn't really show much of space or anything like that. It could have been anything. It could not been. I mean, the theme was trying to be space. It was also trying to be like science, but it kind of lost track of what it was trying to be. It either wanted to be a space movie for Scooby-Doo, or it wanted to be a high-tech movie. So I'm not really sure what it was trying to say. Yeah. Either wanted to be there's like different kinds of Scooby-Doo movies. And one could be a space movie one day. They never did one before, I don't think. But if there is one, let me know down in the comments below if there is a space movie of Scooby-Doo. But this one juggled between wanting to be a science fair movie and a Scooby-Doo movie. So I'm not really sure what I was going for. So it kind of missed the mark for that a little bit. So it kind of mixed it all together into one. Also, the movie felt like it's not even a movie at all. It feels like a short episode that could have been filled in to a, like a TV show of like one of the episodes of the show. It felt so short to me, like very short compared to most Scooby-Doo movies. I didn't feel like this one was extravagant as much. I mean, like, sure, you got the robot, which is super cool to see, but it felt more like a hour episode. If they made it longer and way more interesting, like say they could have led the chase up to Mars, like say the robot accidentally chased Scooby Doo off to Mars, and that's how they like end up there, and they had to do a whole space thing. I mean, I think that would have been pretty cool if they did that. I think that would have been really interesting. But instead, it didn't happen, and we just see Scooby and Shaggy get blasted off at the end of the movie. Honestly, I mean, the movie was good and all, but I wish they could have done more with it. You know, like they could have expanded this movie a little bit more. They could have made it more interesting and way more special. But it just feels like an hour-long episode of a movie. You know, it just feels like an hour long. It's only 22 minutes of a movie, really. It's not much. So honestly, I can really tell you, it would be better if it was an episode of What's New Scooby Doo, because that's the style I'm getting from the movie. Yeah, it just story good, but for a full length movie, not really. Yeah, the animation. The animation is, well, okay at best. I mean, you got a lot of great material here. I mean, the high-tech technology is really good, just like mine, pretty much. Yeah, it looks very high-tech and stylish looking. You know, I mean, with all the looks and technology, it looks rather nice. And we get to see a little space references here and there with Shaggy and Scooby eating all the space packages like astronauts eat. I mean, it's really cool to see that. And the food you get to eat along the way and stuff. Like that one project that somebody else did, but the food pyramid. And it's a food pyramid in this particular movie, but of course it gets changed to the food plate. Yeah, later on anyway. Well, anyway, I loved seeing all that. I mean, you can't get enough with Shaggy and Scooby eating stuff, you know. So I can say that the animation looks great. It looks more like What's New Scooby Doo. I mean, for the budget it had cool technology and stuff, but not a whole lot of it. So I can definitely say, just like the story, it could have done more. It could have done more with the technology and the animation. But for what it did, it kind of worked out okay. It looked like for what it could do, for what it was trying to show us, it kind of excessively worked well. I think we could have gotten more of, you know, the style of technology, a bit more of a story to tell with the art. Could have done more with it. The characters. The characters have their own spin on the genre, so we'll go over a few characters ourselves. There's Freddy, who is also like the leader and has all the traps. I like that they show his traps case scenario in a science fair, which is very interesting to see. I liked all the high-tech traps that he has. Yeah, it's really super cool. His trap was really interesting. So I kind of like the idea that he had a high-tech trap, just like mine right here with the collar. Yeah. So a very nice trap-looking thing. Especially the gum part. But anyway, the idea of that was pretty cool. And what else? We have Velma, who's our usual, but there's one thing that is different about her that's a good look. She accidentally the robot when it was setting off, the Mega Mutt, the Mutt accidentally shot at her glasses. Her glasses! Yes, her glasses. So she decides to put tape around her glasses and has that look for the rest of the movie, which I think is pretty cool detail that they had for her. I think it was really cool to see that. I never seen Velma have that before in any Scooby-Doo material. So I wish she could stand out more with that particular glasses. But instead it was kind of a runaway gag or something like that. Yeah. But we could have seen more about that though. And then there's Daphne, who just seems to be jealous of Melanie this whole time. I mean, don't get me wrong, she seems to be, you know, very, jealous, and you get the idea she loves Freddy. At the same time, I don't like this girl in Melody either. We'll get to her very soon. So, this character, so Daphne is just jealous in this whole movie, and it just works out well, I guess. I mean, it's understandable. I mean, we want Freddy and Daphne to be together, and them threatening their relationship is just horrible. No kidding. Yeah. So, I think it's not that great. I mean, it's good, but it's like, you feel bad for her. Yeah. And then we got, Shaggy and Scooby, of course, funny as usual. Yeah. Yeah, it's funny as usual. And then we have the secondary characters. Like, for instance, we got Dr. Staples, who is Melanie's father. Are you sure that's not the name of a store? No, sorry, Wacko. That is not the case. He is not a name of a store. Darn it. Yeah, he sounds like Staples, like the store. Yeah, but yeah, so we got him who has the robot. I mean, pretty standard guy. He's only in a couple of scenes here and there. So I can't really say he's that good enough. And by the way, was that you burping back there? Sorry. I had a few Scooby snacks on the way over here, I guess. Ew. Not in front of the camera. Sorry. Anyway. I also had a few of the space astronaut snacks before we got to you as well. Delicious. And I also had those chicken stuff. I mean, like, I collected a lot of the food around here just to tame myself. Wacko! I had to. It was part of the movie. Whatever. Well, we got to other characters like Melanie. She's a very interesting character. She's a daughter of the scientist. She flirts with Fred throughout the whole thing. We'll get to her eventually, though, what happens to her next. We also got this other character that's like an assistant to the scientist. He doesn't really do much. He does flirt with Melanie, but on the other hand, it just doesn't seem to be... He's just a minor character. Doesn't have to do with the whole situation entirely. And then there's another doctor, who has built a prototype of a different robot. She didn't really... You see, Mr. Staples just took her product and made it her own. You see, she was the real person who made the robot in the first place, and not him. So I thought she was going to be the villain of the story, but that's not true, actually. She ends up helping the Mystery Inc. gang at the end, where they let her use her prototype robot to destroy the other robot. Which is super cool. That fight scene is really cool. Yeah, it does seem really cool. I like the idea that they really took that, like a full-range high-tech that way. So with that in mind, it looks pretty spectacular with that idea as well. With two people operating the two robots. I just think it looks really cool. So that fight scene was really cool as well. So, the reveal, everybody. Drum roll, please. Guys, if you haven't seen this movie yet, please watch it, because right now we're going to go spoiler territory. So please, do not ruin this for us. I mean, go watch the movie first. Come back here, and we will talk more later. Drum roll, please, on the suspect. And it's... Melanie? Yes. So in case you haven't known, Melanie is the suspect. She is the villain of this movie, apparently. She was the guy who was controlling the robot this whole time. It turns out she was tired of her father doing all this technology and not focusing on her and what she wanted to do in life. And she wanted to hang out with her father. Oh, how sweet, but she's grounded. Darn it! Yeah, apparently this scientist loves his technology more than his own daughter. Crazy, right? Yeah. But then again, she gets jealous of his work and stuff, so it is kind of his fault on her part, sort of thing. So, I can also say that's not great. Now that we discussed the reveal, let's talk about overall. I guess we could all talk about our thoughts and what we've thought about this movie. I'll go first. My thoughts is that technology is good in this movie. The animation is superb. The story is okay. I wish there were more to the movie, really. I would give it a 9 out of 10, really. I wish there was more to the movie. Same here. And maybe a bit more food and snacks. Because Scooby Doo, on the other hand, and Shaggy did not show much of their technology. They could have showed more of the food along the way if they went into space. Yeah. And, what is a good reveal of a movie and a story? The characters could have been better, more fleshed out more, if it was going to be a movie like this. I mean, come on. but they were all pretty good and average at best. They all had their moment of shine, except for that one kid that could have been in more. Yeah, I mean, every character had contributed except for that one kid that could have done more. Yeah, he could have done more to the story. He could have helped out a little bit more, but unfortunately he didn't appear after that one scene, which is terrible. Yeah. He did it with Daphne. He did flirt with Daphne a little bit too, and maybe he was just too gross. Maybe. Ugh. Anyway, as for me, I like the technology in this movie, but I have to admit it does seem to be lacking a bit in story and many other things. So if they did more with it, I would have been happier with it. But for what it is, it's just fine. So I gotta say that I liked it as well as a movie. Yeah, I mean, out of all the Scooby Doo movies we have watched so far, this is our least favorite of the bunch. Pirates Ahoy is good and very awesome to us. So is the Ghostly Goals. But this one just ended up being a very, how you put it, a very standard movie of Scooby-Doo, and not too much to the potential it had. I hope it'll be a more faithful space movie, Scooby-Doo movie that we could watch, that actually is better than this movie. Tell us in the comments below what we should review next, if you guys have a suggestion of Scooby-Doo movies, of like space ones we could do. That's probably better than this movie. But anyway, enough about that. We'll see you next time. Bye!